Welcome everyone, this is Sense of Spirit and I am Erin. This is going to be a reading for Mercury Retrograde, which is about to happen on May 29th, I believe, 2021. So I have the feeling that forewarned is forearmed. So we're going to go ahead and pull some cards and take a look at what it is that we need to be taking care of during this period of time. Those of you who are familiar with Mercury retrograde, you will know that this is the time that the garden gets dug up. So anything you haven't taken the time to contend with, to close, to finish, to tend to, it's all going to come into play at this time, okay? So it's a time for you to do a little bit of work, revisit the things that you haven't taken care of, and move on. It's not, we don't need to look at it as a time of struggle per se. I like to look at it as a time to, as I said, prune our garden and to close out things that no longer work for us. And actually, interestingly, this is kind of what we're getting here. So let's just jump right in, okay? First card that came out is embracing. So anything during this period of time that happens to make itself known to us, embrace it. Don't try to run from it. Don't try to hide it. It's probably been in the dirt too long anyway. This is the time for you to make sure that you are taking care of things. Very important. Don't allow it to continue to fester. Take it for what it is and know that this is a great time for you to put things to rest. Feels like this is actually going to be specifically talking to us about unhealthy relationships, okay? Because this second card is telling us it's time for us to let go of those unhealthy relationships. We don't need to carry anybody with us ever. We don't need to continue relationships that are toxic, okay? We can continue to have a relationship with somebody that is kind or distant, but we don't have to have everybody completely within our circle. And that includes your own family. If there's an issue with somebody specific, you are not required to be their best friend, okay? Keep that in mind. So this is a time you're probably going to find yourself looking at those toxic relationships and the people that you are no longer connecting with, all right? It's fine to let that go. You can still be cordial without having people in your space and in your face and in your business. I'm just going to let you think about that for a minute. Okay, our mantra is, I feel my way into faith one step at a time. Great advice, right? We're going to get there. We're going to cross the bridge, but we're going to do it one step at a time. So let's not focus on what's going to happen over the next 6 weeks. Let's keep our focus to day by day. I think you'll find that you're going to make progress a lot easier that way, and you won't find yourself becoming so overwhelmed. Okay, so far what we have is embrace what's being thrown at you over the next 6 weeks. Take it, evaluate it, take it one day at a time. Know that you are not obligated to remain in the close circle of anybody who no longer serves you, who is toxic to you, who is work and exhausts you, okay? You can be friendly from a distance. It's all going to work itself out, right? Definitely looks to me like this time, this Mercury is going to be about relationships, this retro rather. So let's throw down some cards here and see what we have coming down, okay? These are my Angel Wisdom cards in case anybody is curious what exactly I'm using. And I've laid them out, but I'd like to take a little bit of a closer look at them, so I'm going to pick them back up. All right, everybody. So during this time, make sure that we are focused on not feeling trapped, because our egos are going to get in the way, and we're going to feel like we have nowhere to go. We want to run, but we have nowhere to run. Also, some of you may be dealing with addictions of some kind, or unhealthy choices in general. Again, during a retro period, this is a good time to examine these habits and to release them, okay? You're not bound by other people. You're not bound by your job. You're not bound by thinking, and you're not bound by anything that is substance abuse connected, okay? So don't allow anybody to let you think you're stuck, because you're definitely not. Next, we have all of the hard work that you guys have been putting into things over the last several months is about to come to fruition for you. So you might find yourself patting yourself on the back. It's entirely possible that you've just come through something also. So you may have just come through a bad relationship or made these changes that you have choices, that unhealthy choices you were making that you have now decided are no longer serving you. And you're going to find yourself in a much happier place where you want to reward yourself. And that's the thing to do. Pat yourself on the back for those accomplishments and know that everything is in a good place. Some of you who are working self-employed know that you will find an influx during this time. So your income is going to be increased. Your business is going to step up a little bit. So keep that in mind also. Okay, so again, we're going to flip-flop back and forth here. This card is talking to us about honesty and being honest with ourselves and being honest with the people around us. So make sure that you aren't hiding things, and pay attention to the people around you, because it's possible you do have someone who is not being truthful or doesn't have the best interests at heart. Okay, they may be looking out for themselves more than you, and you are trusting them. So again, if your instincts are telling you that it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Lots of changes. We're going to start moving forward. We're going to take the next steps, right? We're going to be following our dreams. We're going to be sharing our dreams with those around us and letting them know, this is what I want to do. This is where I've been over the last several months, and this is what I want to continue to do. Balance. So balance is either coming into your life or you need to focus on it, okay? Make sure that you're not overworked, you're not overrun. It's talking about self-control and patience as well. I feel like during this period of time, we're going to be on the edge and wanting to move forward. But Mercury is that time, guys, where it's one step forward and 3 steps back, okay? Communication is always more difficult. Anything electronic is apt to give you a hard time. There are situations that you will have to contend with that are going to be frustrating, but not necessarily life-altering. So keep that in mind, all right? Take some time to make sure that you are alone, that you're quieting your mind. Make sure you're getting enough sleep during this time too. And I'm going to do a few cards from the Oracle of 7 to round it out. So it looks like it's going to be a relationship-based 6-week period of time where you're going to be determining exactly who is serving you well and who is not. Anything that's been kept secret from you is going to come to light, so that will undoubtedly help you make those decisions. Don't be frustrated if you feel stagnant, because it's temporary, but also make sure that you're taking some time for yourself and that you're getting some sleep, okay? Perfect. So these are just going to collaborate, exactly what we just talked about. In fact, they did a great job of connecting it. Call of the Muse, do what you love. You're going to be drawn towards certain things and creativity, okay? So follow that notion, follow that instinct. That's what you're going to want to do. It's a time for you to think outside of your box and to do the things that you love. Great big love. Love all around, everybody. Everything is going to be in a place where we feel comfortable with one another, that we feel successful, that we feel encouraged by the changes that we're about to embark on. Just love, 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 love. Let it go. We talked about this at the beginning. Anything that is no longer serving you, this is time to wish it well, thank it for its purpose in your life, and bid it adieu, okay? broken open, guys. By the time we get to the end of this period, you're going to be in a completely different mindset. Everything is going to be much clearer to you. You can see the light coming out of her third eye and on top of her head. Everything is wide open. All of the light around the card with the ideas and the thoughts. You're going to just be ready to take on whatever has going to be coming your way. So I think that's pretty good news. Like overall, just keep it in mind, it's a temporary situation. If we go into this and we can kind of have a small picture of what we could potentially be contending with, it always helps us to get through it. All right, I hope that was helpful to you guys. Please like, subscribe, comment, come see me on Facebook. And I appreciate you guys being here. I am Erin, and that was Sense of Spirit with Erin.